that you're referring to, or in physics that has to do with these structures that you're seeing. Could you explain it to us?
The golden proportion. Well, it's not to do with physics. It's to do with the universe, really, and it's to do with geometry. The golden proportion is an ancient proportion which exists in botanical and zoological forms. It exists in our body, and it is fundamentally the ratio of 1 to 1.6. My mind is gone.
I have here 1.0.618. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a recurring ratio, and it's a ratio which exists in nature. It's a ratio which exists in our own bodies, and it's a ratio which has been used by painters and architects for centuries, because it is somehow very proportionally satisfying to us. And it's also a ratio which exists within the crop circles very often, which is by definition embodied in the pentagram or five-pointed star. If I can, let me just paint a picture for a moment. A five-pointed star, if you look at it in a certain way, has 5 triangles stuck to the outside of it. The points are, in fact, very specific triangles. Now, those triangles have 2 long equal sides and 1 short base side. The base side is the one which is stuck to the central element. So these 5 triangles stick out from a 5-sided figure at the center. And they are isosceles triangles, that is, triangles with 2 equal sides. The 2 equal sides are longer, in this case, than the short side. And by definition, the top angle, the angle at the point of the pentagram, and thus the angle at the point of the 5 triangles making up the pentagram, the angle is 36 degrees. Now, if that angle is 36 degrees, no matter what size the isosceles triangle produced is, the ratio between the long pair of sides and the short side is the golden section, or the golden proportion. So that if the long side is 1, the short side is 0.618. And it's remarkable that this form, this 5-pointed star, the pentagram, has played such a prominent role in our world, because it was regarded as magical or magical. It's on flags of literally dozens of states. It's on the sides of warplanes. It's known as the Star of Life. It's the star you give to a kid, a gold star you give to a kid who's been very good in class. It's held an enormous amount of importance for us. And in the story of Faust, he was told that if he drew a pentagram on the floor and stood in the center of it, he would be guarded from he could guard himself from the devil. Now, in fact, the devil got to him essentially because he didn't know how to draw the five-pointed star accurately. So it has a very profound resonance with humanity. And it's remarkable that here again it's cropping up. It's appearing in the crop circles.
You also wrote a bit about the pyramids. Why?
Well, it's not really my area, this, and I would rather not go into it in any detail because I don't know as much as I should.
But there was something that you wrote in your book about the pyramids. I just wondered if you could share it. It really had to do with the marvel of geometry.
The proportions of the pyramid are of enormous significance, and one of the things that's truly important about the pyramid is that the pyramid squares the circle. The ancients were very concerned about the exercise of squaring the circle, which is having a square, the perimeter of which, that is, the length of its four sides, should equal the circumference of a circle. Now, the symbolism of this, the squaring of the circle, the making of them as similar as possible, is that traditionally the square has been the symbol of material reality or the world. The square with four corners and four directions is very much a symbol of our universal structure. But the circle, in many cultures and for many millennia, has been regarded as a symbol of heaven or the divine or all that is or God. And thus, in a way, the ability to draw a square with the same outside length as the circumference of a circle was seen as a symbolic approach to a marriage of heaven and earth, to a spiritualization of earth. Now, this has been an ancient conundrum. And the pyramid, as we know, is very, very precise geometrically. And there are ways to take the form of the pyramid and the geometry of the pyramid and to show that the pyramid also squares the circle.
How interesting.
The pyramid also is a gesture of a reconciliation between earth and heaven. Now, this squaring the circle idea it seems to be a concern of the circle makers, because the reference to the squaring of the circle has been found in circle designs for 20 years and is becoming more and more articulate now. So this is how one connection that can be made to the pyramid.
In the book, you said that Burberry Castle has become an icon, and it's really the start of a new chapter. Why?
The latest one with the pie.
Yes.
Yes. Well, this was a very, very elegant and beautiful formation, which came down in 08, 1st of June 08, in Bali. And crop circles in Bali are extremely beautiful because